listening to the Straight to Video podcast with Rob Lane.
What's going on? Hope you're well, and thank you so much for checking out my podcast Straight to Video. Now, on today's show, I talk to two genuine rock and roll lifers. So a lot of us consider ourselves all in when it comes to being in a band, but then there's Jacob and Danny from StOp, who absolutely raise the bar and make us look like we're just doing this thing for giggles. StOp blasted onto the UK underground rock scene well over 10 years ago, and you would regularly see them playing everywhere and as often as they could. They have that magic to win over any crowd, regardless of the style of music the headliner was playing, or even if you went into StOp's brand of rock and roll, by the end you would still be cheering along and becoming a fan. A few years ago, Jacob would be cool enough to lend his vocals to one of my straight-to-video songs, a cover of Fastway's Trick or Treat from the horror movie of the same name.
Say don't leave, everything's alright, everything is cool. Say I like your style, it's the way it should. Maybe you'll see someone has put a spell on me. Rock and roll, rocking on a midnight, steal your soul. Rock and roll, rocking on a midnight, take control.
The band are now just a straight-ahead rock duo with just Danny on drums and Jacob handling bass and vocals. No guitar, just a raw and loud rhythm section doing the business. They're just starting their UK tour, and for all dates, make sure to check out stoptheband.com. But right now, please enjoy my straight-to-video chat with Jacob and Danny of StOp. How's it going, dudes?
All good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Great to see you both.
You too. It's been a long time. Pleasure, mate.
It's been a long time. What you been up to today? Had a busy day?
Rehearsing. Same. All day, almost all day.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the perks of living together. We can do it whenever the fuck we want. And thank God the house is detached.
Nice. You got a rehearsal space down in the basement?
Yeah, well, the garage is adapted to that. But I gotta say, the electronic drum kit, if I set up the big one, I would be under a bridge. It's just not viable.
How about you, Jacob? Do you go like in ears or anything, or have you got like the full rig?
Yeah, I have the full rig. That's gotta be very, very quiet. 1 or 2 of volume. That's all.
Whereabouts are you at the moment? Do you still live in Birmingham?
Yeah, nearby. Yeah. It's Wentworth, 30 minutes away from Birmingham. We're closer to Wolverhampton, actually. Yeah, it's a cheap hole, so we can afford it.
I'm sure it's fine, man. So 2026, it's all about a brand new chapter for this band. We see you now as a two-piece, no lead guitar player after a series of different faces over the past few years. You spent most of 2025 on I Hate Us, and now you're back with this new look and sound. I was super excited when I saw the announcement a while ago, because I was like, yes, that makes sense to me. So I got to ask, how did the first couple of shows with this new look band go down in front of a live audience on the first 2 dates of the tour in Swansea and Doncaster?
It was surprisingly good. I think the biggest positive we can take, at least for me, it felt natural. I was not feeling like, shit, there's somebody missing. Absolutely not. We made it happen, which we're really happy about because we made it. You know, the first step is always the hardest one. Yeah, and people, we felt they didn't miss anything as well. So the songs were working well, and all this work we've done all this month to put the songs together this way, to make it happen this way. So it worked in front of the audience. That was the challenge, the biggest one, to make it happen in front of the audience, you know. Before going on a stage, we were nervous as fuck.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, because we've been on an automatic mode for years and years, having the guitar player, and the songs are as they are on a completely standard rock and roll way of doing things. And we were so settled on there, you know, and that was breaking the comfort zone for the first time in a long time and change loads of things on the songs. That was putting us on a point that, wow, pressure. It's the first gig and we want to give a good impression, even though we do it for ourselves. And we were a bit nervous before, but once we we hit the stage, we didn't think about anything. We were surprised because there's so many changes in the old songs that we've done. They feel like new songs. Yeah. And we didn't fuck up too much. Swansea had that added pressure because it was a double-edged sword. People know us, people love us there, and we had our audience. But at the same time, that's a double-edged sword of what are they going to think? Hate the new approach of the old song or love it? But it was really positive. Swansea was the town we chose for the first gig because they've been very supportive with us always. Yeah. It's been a very good place for us to play. But we did it. We ended the show well and happy. Yeah.
I would imagine you'd have been rehearsing on overtime to get everything just right. But prior to the dates, did you invite any people down to the rehearsal room to get some feedback, or was you just confident about it from the start?
We thought about it, but we wanted to do like a pre-gig, like a warm-up, so you get the nerves out the way, but we couldn't do it at the house because the garage is so small. So we hired a big room, but they only hired the rooms for mornings. We couldn't put anybody in the morning. We said, no, fuck it. We're not going to invite anyone because they're going to say no. So we did it for ourselves, and we did it in a loud way. Just tweaked a few things with the volumes and stuff, but that was all. But we felt pretty confident after that rehearsal because at the house we do it very quiet. You don't really get the vibe of what's going to happen when everything is up to the 11, you know? To be honest, it's easier to play up to the 11 than quiet.
For me, it changes so much as well because I'm playing a different instrument. Yes, I do set up the electronic kit as close as possible to my real kit. But the bass drum is a 26, the rack tom is a 15, and then 16, 18 floor tom. Distance between everything is just massive. So muscle memory, I'm used to that here, which is fine. But then you need to extend everything and things are not where you expect them sometimes. And it's like, whoa, wow, you know.
And the bass sound, the new bass sound. I got two amps. So one is doing more of the guitar sound and the other more the bass side of the sound. It worked quiet, but not loud. It was too much overdrive. Way too much excessive distortion everywhere, and I had to click as well that.
Are you much of a pedal guy, Jacob?
He is now. I was the one that came to the venue, I plug in and I play. But now I had to do something. Let's see how I can get the high end for the guitar sound and the low end for the bass and not losing any of both. Of course, I had to buy so many pedals, and I bought some of them that I'm not using because I was just trying things, and I had to invest that money because I didn't know what was going to come up with that. And yes, I've got, I don't know, 8 pedals now. Yeah.
That's where all your dancing goes. There's no stage moves. All the dancing's on the pedals, man.
Yeah. But basically, it's an octave pedal that does the whole thing, and a few distortion pedals that go to a splitter that go one amp and the other amp.
And the wah.
And the wah. And the film. And we do try loads of different sounds, and we try to not get same thing all night long, you know. As well as Danny, he's got some effects and synth trumpets and stuff.
He's the guy that hated pedals. I'm the guy that's always blamed cables, electronics. I don't like it. I've always said the same. Drums, I love them. You hit them, they make a sound. Now I have an octapad with extra pads all over the kit.
It's not something that we've done like all at once. We started playing and I said, well, we missed this. Okay, let's buy that.
So the truth is, you've not hired a new guitar player. You've had to hire a sound guy to travel with you to get ready for all this.
Yeah. That would be a good thing, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. The more stuff you have, you know, the more complicated it gets.
Yeah.
But it's worth it. It's worth it, we think.
I'm sure it's exciting for you because you'll be aware of this. To see how this new sound and show evolves throughout the tour. I mean, now it's early days. Things always get tighter as a tour progresses. But this is a whole new animal, and you'll be forever adapting as you go along. I think it'd be great to compare some early footage from like early shows, then later in this year to see how much it's evolved. I think you'll see so much difference.
Hopefully this is forever because we love this thing that we are creating because it's on the go. Every day, every old song that we make it become a new song comes with different challenges and different things that we have to cover for the song to be alive. And it's good because it's all the time being out of the comfort zone. And it's for our creativity. It's no limit and we love it. We feel more alive than ever. As I said before, we went through the automatic kind of playing. This is it. This is how it's done. And we don't try things here. We know how they are. Just do it.
Autopilot. The people we had that were not brave enough in that way, we would love to improvise and we would try to improvise. And some of the people that were in the band were actually sometimes upset about it. It's like, mate, you adapt to what's going on because it's improvising. We love it. But what's the point? And now there's nobody to stop us. With one look, we know what's going to happen because that's the good thing about knowing each other for so long.
Yeah, and the standard sound of a guitar player, to be honest, it's been the same from the 70s or 80s. Yeah. It's always the same 3 or 4 sounds. And you feel like, well, this is it. We're not going to do anything new here. We're not going to create anything because we wanted to be different. We wanted to be a band that could be standing out. And we were stuck to a point that, well, okay, because it's not going to change the Marshall. It's not going to change the Gibson, which is so cool. I love it. I'm a fan of rock music. I don't want to go away, but there's so many ways of doing things. These guys were so close to one way of doing things. And we both got used to that. And we didn't really think about it. But once we decide, well, do this, just you and me, we got very tired of looking for a guitar player now. And let's do it. Let's try things. Let's see what we can get. And at that point, we were happy. We were discovering things for the first time in a long time.
Not only have you got this new sound and format, but you'd also taken pretty much a year off from performing live. I mean, StOp are first and foremost a live band, I think. So that must have been tough for the two of you. How did you find it and handle it?
It's been terrible, mate. Beginning of the year of 2025, we lost the last guitar player. Then we said, let's look for one that's going to be committed, that's going to be crazy enough to understand our way of playing, and let's see. And we tried lots of people. We were very blessed to have loads of people like applying for the job. And for some reason or the other, we never got lucky. And then we said, okay, let's keep going. And then maybe after 2 months or 3 months of looking for a guitar player, we stopped looking. We were so burned out, like, fuck. We want to go out and play. We can do that, you know?
I feel like, me personally, when we were going to audition people, cool. But deep down, it wasn't like, oh, this guy is coming and then see what happens. I was like, okay, let's try. You know, deep down we knew. And when we had that conversation, we were at the pub. And I just told him after a couple of times, you know, as it happens, I said, mate, what are we doing? Let's go. You and me. What else do you need? StOp. 2 words. That's it. And at the time, it was the best idea ever, right? Like, oh my God. Next day, we had to scratch our heads again and saw that it wasn't that easy, but we made it happen. But the way we felt when we were talking about this idea, we didn't feel about anybody auditioning. So that speaks louder than anything else. You know what I mean?
Tell me to mind my own business, but was that one of the reasons what you struggled to get a guitar player was, yeah, these guys could come in, they could play, they were cool guys and all this kind of stuff. But was there always that conversation where if you're in StOp, you are in 100%? And that's when people went, whoa, that scares me a little bit.
Yeah, some of them, that was the reason. Or better said, most of them. Because the idea of gigging every weekend or going on tour and gigging every day, maybe 1 or 2 days off, it's so romantic. It looks cool and it sounds cool. But when it comes to the real shit, people get scared. I can understand that because as I was a kid, my dream and Danny's dream as well was, I want to go in a van. I want to jump in a van and fuck off and go do this as we did when we left everything in Barcelona and we moved to the UK. Didn't know anybody. We just had the van. This is the way we do things. This is the way we think rock and roll should be. And we didn't find anybody as crazy as that. For us, it's normal.
Yeah. There's the other side. There hasn't been many, but people that were really committed, really loving it. Yes, let's fucking do it, which is amazing. Sadly, they lack not only the level, because we're not the best musicians in the world, but maybe open-mindedness, if that's even a word, because to play the songs as they are on the album, that's okay, but we've always wanted to go further, you know, let's try stuff. So these people were committed, but they were barely getting to play what's on the album. So then what's the future of that? What are they going to give? You know, to barely play the songs, not barely, but to play them really, really good, but just like the album and no extra creativity or no extra touch. What's the point?
I thought I was a driven individual, but we did some shows. I mean, I'm going back like 10 years, I think, when we did some gigs together, but I thought I was a driven individual, but you guys took it to the next level. Do you know where that comes from? Was it instilled in you from your families? I think both your dads were musicians. Is it your upbringing or just simply just the love and magic of rock and roll?
Yes, it is. It's the passion. I don't know. Once you get in, you start stepping the ladder. The ladder, you know, and you look back and say, fuck yeah, where's this coming from, you know? But to be honest, we both have families, very supportive families. For example, my father was a musician himself. He was a hippie. He always told me, do the fuck you want. And I always said, yeah, daddy, you know, I know, you know, when I can, I'll do it, you know. I realized that when he passed away,
something clicked in my head. People dies, it's just one life. What the fuck are you doing in a normal job here when you want to go out and play? And we didn't have anything, anybody, not even one contact. That was the thing, that not having any chance, not having any opportunity anywhere, like not even a bar that would hire us, at the beginning. We wanted to explore, we wanted to do it that crazy, that much, that we had to start and do something. And then after, I don't know, a year, you became another animal. Then after another year, do a gig, and then you have nothing because they didn't pay you. Whatever the shit can happen, you don't die. Nothing happens to you. You keep going. Next day, you have another gig because someone in the crowd saw you. Hey, you play there, one after the other. The snowball gets bigger and bigger, and you don't know why you do things this way at the end of the day. Of course, when someone that doesn't come from all this progression that we've been through, they don't understand where it click. You have to have in your head to do things like this way, For example, we have a house, we have a van, we have a big rig. Everything we've done is been of the hard work and dedication and the vision of becoming what we wanted to become. And people don't understand that if you don't start doing things like that, if you do normal things, you get normal results. That was the biggest difference StOp has compared to other bands. The other bands, they have the rich daddy, they bring them in the car, they drive them up and down the country, or maybe they just do a few festivals, they look cool on stage. Then the mother comes, you forgot the cable, and we've seen that so many times. We had to fight a lot to get that gig. And we see that happening on those gigs and say, fucking hell, mate. Yeah. What we had to go through to get to this chance. And these people come with basic shit that should be sort of with a big slap in the face.
When you see a 17-year-old with their parents being the roadies with a Gibson Les Paul Custom.
Do each of you have a particular band, album, or just a moment in your younger lives that made you want to go, I want to do that? Do you remember anything?
For me, we had one specific moment so important. I took a take from the collection from my father. I didn't know what was going to happen. I was just messing around my father's room. He had it very, very jealous. You couldn't do that. And I went there, come on. I took a take. I played that. I was 6 years old. Highway Star from Deep Purple happened. Mate, I was like, what the fuck is that? Because as a kid in the 80s, Deep Purple wasn't on the radio. And I was like, fuck yeah. And I stopped it. I just listened to maybe 10 seconds of it. I was like, that's so good. I have to stop. I thought I was doing something bad, because it was so good. Second day, I went there. I played another bit of the song. Oh, fucking hell, so good. And then the third day, I played it. I need to hear all the fucking rest of the song. And then my father caught me and say, you like that? I got scared because I thought he was going to hit me or something. And he said, you like this? Yeah? Come here. And then he fucking threw Hendrix, Cream, Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath.
Game over.
Everything. Fucking hell. What is this, mate? Fucking loved it. And that was my kick in the ass.
How about you, Danny? What was your moment?
I don't remember specific moments as such, but my dad, massive Deep Purple fan, massive. So that's something we have in common. It was really cool for me because, when we met, StOp was a strictly glam metal band, if you want to call it that. When we met, I was going that road as well. Lipstick and you name it. So, of course, all of the glam metal people, of course, you got all the bands that we already know about. But Deep Purple was something that I didn't really share with many people. I went to see StOp the first time I went to see them, and they used to play Hush, really changed. And I went, who the fuck is in charge of that? You know what I mean? Who's behind this? How do they know this? But then talking and then that's the band we share the most, Deep Purple. Like, you cannot go wrong. Of course, I love Zeppelin. But I think the band that I was obsessed more when I was little, if I'm not wrong, that was 1987 album, Whitesnake. That was, whoa, and the music videos, and the cars, and the girl.
Yeah, that was just one of those albums. It's like you can put it there with, when you're talking like 80s rock albums, it's up there with like Hysteria by Def Leppard or pick any Bon Jovi album. It's just that larger than life album.
Of course, the music videos, you get cars and that really hot woman doing the splits on the cars. And you're like, wow,
Somebody does this for a living. This is somebody's job.
Yeah.
Jacob, before you began StOp, you lived and traveled all over Italy and spent some time in Los Angeles. When were you actually out in Hollywood?
Yes, 2005, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, 2005. I spent there 3 months. I wanted to start a band. I started seeking for band members. In Barcelona, I found some people they could really play, but they didn't have the looks. I was so obsessed on playing and the looks as well and everything. I wanted a good-looking band. Inspired on the 80s, to be honest, because at the same time I was listening to the 70s, like my father was also Bon Jovi happened and all that. So I was obsessed on that. And then I went where it all began. Let's see if I can find people as I see in the videos there.
You say 2005. I think that was the first year I ever went over there. And that was the time where there was a little bit of a buzz trying to start again.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're right. But not solid. We went to the whiskey, bands and bands and bands, nothing special. And then the Key Club, all the other clubs every night. And then the Rainbow every night. And I met a few guys, but the most authentic ones were guys that were all kind of outdated.
How did you find Hollywood in general? Because I've been a few times, and whilst I love it, I don't think it's the place that most people think it's going to be like.
It's difficult to explain because American people, they still love it. They still love that. But they follow some kind of a trend, what is fashionable at the moment. They think you're old-fashioned if you start looking like that and all that stuff. But the culture, generally, you go around the town looking like that and they shout at you, I'm a micro developer. They do things like that in the culture and they know the shit. It's not strange to them, but it's something from the past.
Did you go back there in 2015 as a band? How did that come about?
Oh my God. We were touring with an Australian band and we had a day off and they got the gig in the whiskey and they said, hey, do you guys want to play? Of course we go. Fucking hell, man. And yeah, it happened. Amazing. I do step on those pieces of wood on the stage.
How was the Monsters of Rock cruise for you guys? Because I can always remember Stevie Rochelle from the band Tough was raving about you guys on the now defunct Metal Sludge gossip board. It's like, these guys are the real deal. I don't know if you actually spoke to him during that time.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. He's a cool guy.
Lovely.
He actually saw the two shows we played, and the guitar player,
Billy Morris,
the bass player as well, I don't remember the name.
Todd Chase was the bass player. He's a cool guy.
He's a very cool guy, yeah, very sweet, yeah. All of them were very sweet. As well as some other people, like Jeff Tate from Queensryche was there. At the very end, I didn't see him in the crowd. And at the very end, they do like private cocktail party. And then he was around and we were minding our own business, and then bloody Jeff comes close to me. I said, what the fuck? And he said, hey, congratulations. I love your band, mate. I saw your show. Don't change anything. Keep going. Your magic. I love it.
Okay, we didn't listen and change everything.
Yeah.
As far as I know, that's a pretty good compliment to have Jeff Tate say something cool about you, because I know in interviews he can be a little bit frosty and a little bit hard-edged, so for him to make the effort to come up to you and speak to you, he must have been really impressed.
As a frontman himself, I believe that the show we put on, he loved that and he loved the energy. He said something about it as well. Between the loud music and the guy talking to me, I'm like, is it for real?
You mentioned it earlier, but the earlier versions of StOp, was it 2007 you kind of started putting it together? I believe Danny was originally just a fan of the band who would drive to all your shows. Did you know he played drums at the time?
I knew it a few shows later, maybe. Yeah. I met him later. I saw him on the crowd because you couldn't miss the hair, Then one day we met some reason in a bar or something.
In a bar,
we started talking and then he told me, I'm a drummer myself, but I play a gig somewhere. And I went to see him, actually. He didn't expect me to go in. And
I was shitting myself, mate. I was like, what the fuck is he doing here,
When he got in the band, he was 18. And then 2007, when I finally put a lineup together in Barcelona, all in the city.
Was it evident early on that Danny's got the same drive and determination? Could you pick up on that? Or did you tell him, Danny, like, I got this, I'm your drummer?
Yeah. Actually, there is a good story there,
how I got in the band.
Okay.
So I was in high school. I was 18, but yeah, about to finish. And I'm just minding my business on my phone, and then a friend messaged me, have you seen StOp? I'm looking for a new drummer. I said, bear with me. I went to the teacher. I need to take a shit. Because they knew me. If I said, I need to go to the toilet, no, you wait, there's 20 minutes. I needed to say something big, like, I need to take a shit. It's an emergency, go. It was early in the morning, and I had his number because of meeting him, and we had done a couple of support shows with my old band, and I just gave him a call. They were asking for pictures, live videos, everything. I had none of it. I didn't have anything, but I thought, fuck it, let's go. Gave him a call.
he was so excited about it. I'm your drummer, mate. I'm your drummer. I said, who the fuck are you? I'm Danny. We met, we played, we supported you guys. I'm the guy with the big hair. I said, okay. I know who you are. When is the audition? I said, okay, tonight? He said, okay, I'm going.
And I guess you knew the songs.
Kinda. He knew the songs. Actually, with the attitude, I know he needs polishing, he needs work, but the attitude was the greatest I've seen in a long time. And I thought, this is the guy.
You relocated to the UK in 2011. How were those first few weeks? I mean, because you came here, no contacts, no nothing, and you'd start busking to earn some money, sleep in your van. That must have been pretty character building.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. A lot. It teaches you a lot of things, and it makes you value things that you get for granted. Having a toilet or a shower, or a light when you need to read something. We wanted to do this. For me, it was living a dream. Many people have been telling me, it mustn't be very hard. It must have been very, very tough to be in the streets. And no. That was my fucking dream. I was so sick and tired of my old job that I wanted to do something in my life. All the time we were saving, and then we had enough money to buy the van and enough money to go and survive for a few weeks. And we started playing. People here in the UK were so supportive and started asking, where are you guys staying? Where are you going? The van? He said, come on, stay with us. And then a few days here, a few days there. Then we met a band called Rebel Lust. And the bass player, AC, he adopted us a month or something with him there in his house, like gypsies. And then more gigs. As I said before, someone in the crowd, you should play there. Or even sometimes if we played for just the landlord said, I'm going to call my friend that has another pub. You're going to get a gig. He's going to pay some money. Oh, he's going to pay us. Fucking hell.
I'm sure you must know, or you need to know, if not. What's the most gigs you've done in a year?
200 and something. We don't know the exact number, but more than 200. That was 2015. And that year, there were so many gigs. And in different countries, sometimes 5 gigs meant 3 different countries in Europe, for example. Some days I woke up, had to look, where the fuck we are now? Look to the phone. Or my diary is, okay, today you're in Germany. Yesterday you were in Switzerland. You're in South Germany today. Okay, then. But it's super cool. It's what we wanted.
You mentioned like being adopted by people. You've mentioned in the past a lady called Donna Holton. She had some genuine rock roots, and Donna is sadly no longer with us. But what do you remember about meeting Donna?
We met at a gig. She saw us. After the gig, she asked, where you guys going to stay? And we said, well, we stay in the van. She said, no. I'm Donna. You stay with me. You stay there until you can get a house yourself.
Wow.
And it's a big mistake, and I feel sorry I didn't mention her before because she's been now an English mom. She had us 9 months at her place.
And then you can only imagine the rock and roll stories. I mean, Gary Moore's ex-girlfriend, Gary Holton's ex-wife. Do you know what I mean? Every night, mate. We couldn't keep up with her.
Where was she based at that time?
Taunton, Somerset. Nice place to be, nice place. But yeah, the rock and roll stories were just endless. She always played Planet Rock 24/7. And then some rainbow would come on and she would go, oh, Cozy, you silly sausage. And, like, oh my God. And then the story after that is just endless.
Yeah. She let us practice she had an attic and she could let us stay there, the 3 of us, and we were practicing in the attic. And I can't have words to describe how good this lady was, how amazing the help and the support she gave us.
She was your angel in the UK, mate.
Yeah.
Without her help, we wouldn't be here.
No.
We've been fighting a lot for everything, but to be honest, without her help, because we could connect to internet, save money because she didn't want our money. She wanted us to fly,
What did she see in you guys then, do you think?
She always says, the first time I saw you, you got it. She always said that. You guys had something that other bands did not have.
That's a massive compliment by itself, even without the letting us stay at her house and all that. Just saying that, it's a massive compliment because she's been around rock royalty, Lemmy, Ozzy, you name it. Everyone, the real deal. Gary Moore's ex-girlfriend. Come on, doesn't get better than that,
Yeah, it's amazing. We got used to it because she was pure essence of rock and roll every day, and she didn't give a fuck if we went out. She had the door open. And mate, I haven't seen this in my entire life. A lady like that, sweet and generous. I don't know. She saw something on us. She really, truly believed in us. Helped us in the way we really needed.
That's when we were able to save up and to do the Toilet Party music video.
And the toilet that appears in the video, it's her toilet. she was about to change the old toilet for the new one. And we said, Donna, we're recording a video and the song is called Toilet Party. And she said, okay, get the fucking toilet. We brought it back in one piece. We didn't break it. We just cannot talk enough about Donna because, yeah, it's really rock and roll and all that. We agree. But then it's a massive lesson, and it has been for us, because now when someone is in need, we're in no position to say no, because who are we to say no? I mean, a lady, older age, putting 3 complete strangers in her house that can even speak a different language that she would not be able to understand.
That's like the purest essence of being in an underground band. Like, you book gigs in other countries with people who you only know on email and things like that. There's so much trust. It's unbelievable.
A lot, but then sleeping at night in the next room. We could have been anything, We've all seen true crime documentaries, right?
You could have been the next Netflix documentary, mate.
Yeah, but that speaks a lot about her, because she went through so many shit in her life. She knew how to make a difference from some people, good people and bad people. We were so innocent at that point, we didn't know where the fuck we were,
I love it, guys. Right, I'll wrap things up. Question I ask everybody at the end of the podcast. I want you to time travel to a Friday night in the late 80s or early 90s, and you head into a video store. I don't know what your video store was like in Spain, but what movie soundtrack do you have on your Walkman, and what 3 tapes are you going to rent for the weekend?
I was a Walkman guy. I was always with Walkman. Soundtrack from a movie, it would be Power of Love, Back to the Future.
Solid.
And the 3 tapes. I would say movies that I actually rented back in the day. It was Crossroads.
Always a favorite, yeah.
Oh, man. And then Rambo First Blood. And then Honey, I Shrunk the Kid.
Oh, nice, man. No one's ever picked that one before. That's a classic. Rick Moranis. How about you, Danny? You're a bit younger than all of us.
Yes. So my soundtrack, the soundtrack of Rocky IV, love it.
That's the one, mate. That's the one.
Oh my God, No Easy Way Out, and Burning Heart, Jesus Christ. Then movie, gotta go Stallone. You just have to. Rocky 3, Rocky 4, and Hot Shot.
Oh, nice. No one's picked Hot Shots. Which is your favourite Rocky out of 3 and 4? Do you have a favourite, or do you just do a double bill?
I think 4. Even though 3 is really nice because of what happened, mind-blowing, the plot twist when Apollo said, you come train with me, we're going to beat this guy. And I was like, whoa! Yes, I think 4, the message in 4 is really, really powerful in all of them. But the message in 4 is in the middle of tensions and 85, like Cold War and all that. We're just 2 people. We're the same. We're just fighting because we're sportsmen. We don't have to hate each other. That speech is wow.
And you get about at least 3 montages in Rocky 4 as well.
Great movie.
Guys, thank you so much for chatting with me.
Oh, thank you, mate. It's been a pleasure. Thank you. We love this interview. It's been loads of questions that we've been waiting someone asked us. Yeah. In the past. Where did you get this name from? Where all this,
Oh, yeah, forgot that one. Where's the name come from?
Okay, bye.
Massive thanks to Jacob and Danny of StOp for checking in with me on this episode of the Straight to Video podcast. Really cool to catch up with them both, and I look forward to seeing this new version of the band on their UK tour soon. All dates can be found at stopstoptheband.com, and keep up to date on all their social media pages. So over at our 80s video shop in Alfreton, Derbyshire, just 10 minutes from junction 28 of the M1, I want to let you all know about our 4th birthday event, which is coming up soon on Saturday, the 18th of July, with special guest Simon Williamson, who performed as Max Rebo in the Star Wars movie Return of the Jedi. We're also going to be joined by the fantastic illustrator and poet and friend of the shop, Chris White, who we're big fans of too, so it's going to be a really fun afternoon from midday until 4 p.m, so I hope you'll be able to join us. Keep up to date on these and other events by following us on whatever social media platform you choose, simply at 80s Video Shop, but feel free to come and visit us at weekends when we're open most Saturdays and Sundays from 11 till 3 p.m. So that is all for this episode of the show. So until next time, make sure to always be kind, please rewind and unwind, and I'll speak to you all real soon.